and we're gonna ask for the second Anders tonight, Anders Alneng. Are you there?
That's me. I'm going to see if I can technically pull this off as well.
Of course you can.
Just 1 second. So now you should be able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, we see it perfectly well.
Oh, I'm so happy. Technology is never my friend, but this time it seems like it is.
It is.
So I'll just get started then. Thank you, Magnus. So my name is Anders Alneng, and I'm co-founder and VP of Sales of Ekkono Solutions. And it feels great to be here. We've been in a number of Magnus's and Things events, and they're always very well organized and great. And this one is particularly close to our heart since it's about smart products. And this is exactly what you get when you use Ekkono's products. So if we take a little bit of a broader view on it for Industry 4.0, that simply means there's a significant transformation right now taking place in the way the goods and products are produced and delivered. And we're sort of moving towards 100% automated and scalable industrial factories. But let's be clear, there's a distinct difference between production and products. Production site cannot be automated without products being connected to the internet and through sensors and MCUs collect and communicate data. Neither can digitalization only be about digitalizing old processes and old product. It needs to bring innovation into the transformation process. So this is close to our heart at Ekkono. And if we look at everything being connected, obviously the data is quite clear. Last year we had about 35 billion connected devices. We added another 10 billion this year, so we're now up to 45. And the prediction is that we'll 2024 have about 83 billion devices connected. And what the future beyond that is, only Magnus knows. So you can see that at least you could say that it's going to be an exponential growth of connected devices. But we believe that the true potential of IoT has not yet been unlocked. Internet of Things, or IoT, is a super fast development, increasing the number of software innovation, and this is where innovation comes in, to hardware. It enables products to become connected, and it also adds opportunities to perform sort of basic tasks like tracking products, checking if they're operational, receiving different types of alarms, and that's great. But if we're going to do a digital transformation and the new industrial revolution, that requires a lot more than just that. So let's ask ourselves a few interesting questions. How will we get accurate insights without putting a server on each single connected product? And how can we benefit from the limited processing power that we actually have on our products today in things like PLCs or microcontrollers or industrial gateways? And why should you even consider having edge machine learning on your connected products? Well, there's a number of reasons, and I guess the first one is, who doesn't want smart products? Everybody wants smart products. And by smart, at Ekkono, we mean products with sensors that collect data, learn, and get better the more they are used. Sort of a Tamagotchi of edge machine learning. Instead of using the traditional machine learning methods of collecting tons of data and finding common denominators in that data, we learn individual and super local conditions to optimize and monitor every individual device. We like to talk about insights. The more accurate training, the more personal insights, the better machine learning models we get. And that makes a world of a difference. So, learning and training incrementally as we go, the Tamagotchi model, at the edge also enables software updates to the latest and the best features available on the market, and suddenly products become better and better as they are used. And as I said, this is a drastic change on how we look at products, their impact on society, but also obviously on sustainability. Secondly, and a key driver for Industry 4.0 is to become reality, and let's be honest, it's not a reality yet, is automation. And automation in IoT, and specifically in industrial IoT, spells machine learning. To fulfill the objective of Industry 4.0, all components in the manufacturing process needs to become a little smarter in order for the entire process to become much smarter. And with components, we talk about pumps, motors, electrical drives, heat exchangers, conveyor bands, boilers, and whatever you have in an industrial environment. And by smarter, we mean that they become self-learning and predictive to understand and adapt to their individual application load and environment. They become what we call context aware. So now that we know that we should connect our things and make them smarter, how do we actually go about and do it? First of all, we at Ekkono never start with the data. We define, first of all, the problem and focus on the application, meaning that you want to know how the collected data or insight is going to be used. So we typically use a scenario matrix where we evaluate machine learning from a business value, feasibility, sustainability, and then get to the data. Most importantly, we look at the end result before we actually begin. How is it going to be used in the application out in the real world? If you want to know more about how we do this, then please download our white paper at ekkono.ai. Another short guidance is that we also look at from the complexity level. So you start with sort of a current state where you describe how the machine works now when it's working fine. Then you look a little bit into the future and you become predictive. After you become predictive, you use those predictions to create recommendations for actions. And then you become more prescriptive and can actually remedy whatever is your problem in the current state. And then the highest level is obviously cognitive, where the whole shebang goes autonomous and you use all the recommended actions in an automatic way. And this you can read about in how we do that in our white paper as well. So to finish, Ekkono is edge machine learning is quite thrilling. And if you combine AI, IoT, and machine learning in the same sentence, you pretty much cover everything you need in the fourth industrial revolution. And if you want to see how you can reach your full potential of your products, making them automated and sustainable, we recommend that you start looking at the edge machine learning field if you haven't done so already. So if you want to know more, please contact us at ekkono.ai, and here you have our social media, etc. So you can choose any way you want to contact us. That's fine. Thank you.
Great, and thank you so much. We'll see if we have any questions for you. And meanwhile, we wait for that. Maybe you can just say something about your status of financing and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're currently looking at an A round for next year. Has been a little bit postponed due to COVID, etc. But we believe that we're in a good state to actually have an A round during next year, probably in the beginning of next year.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? And let me make a comment. I think this is so interesting. When I started to work back then, you know, I worked for IBM and I went to events. The presentation was typically 1 hour and the short version was half an hour. Now we give you 8 minutes, but all the 3 first speakers have stopped before 8 minutes. So that's quite an interesting change of life. Here's a question from Jarl. Again, any hardware? Query of data interface or
no, we're completely hardware agnostic, so it's pure software.
Great. So I think we stop there. Thank you so much, Anders, and share the screen, and we'll have a couple of questions afterwards, I think.